talk Joe Thomas to come back in or complete his sleeper hold on me.
Yes.
So I could just drop. Like I
Yeah, he almost knocked you out.
No, it was fine. I wasn't afraid. I was sweating.
The color is just starting to come back into your face, by the way.
I just got feeling back in my feet. We love talking to patients and their families, and especially when they come back and see us the next year. And we have relatively good news, and this is the case now with Grace, who joined us last year, and her mom Amanda. And we met for the first time today. Amanda, it's great to see you again.
Good to see you guys too.
Now I know that a man should never, unless he's in the operating room with you, watching you give birth to your baby, say you're pregnant, right? But I have a little note here that says you are, and congratulations. What did you do?
Yeah, thank you. We are due August 20th. We had some genetic testing done just because of Grace, and we found out he is a healthy baby boy.
Nice. Little brother for Grace.
Yeah, it'll be
awesome.
great.
For those who aren't familiar with Grace's story, can we go back and just talk about what's going on with your daughter?
Sure. Grace was born in September of 2008, and 2 weeks before she was born, we found out she was going to be born with the Manuel syndrome. I had a complicated pregnancy, and we had an amniocentesis done, and the doctor came down and told us your daughter's going to have the Manuel syndrome. It's an extremely rare syndrome. It comes with cognitive and developmental disabilities. There's 200 documented cases in the world of the Manuel syndrome. So when they told us this information, they just gave us pamphlets from the internet and said here, and it was not a good outcome when they told us. Now that we've met more families and know more about Manuel syndrome, it's not as scary, but the day we found out she was going to be born with the Manuel syndrome, it was like losing our daughter.
Sure. Well, especially so close to delivery. This shouldn't have been anything but a happy time, stressful, and stuff that pregnant would have to deal with, and expect that fathers have to deal with. It's a whole ballgame after that.
Right. So it was really scary, and they didn't even know if she was going to be born alive. We had to make some difficult choices what we wanted to do after she was born.
Can I ask a personal question?
Sure.
And I don't mean to upset you, but was it almost like you were afraid to give birth to your daughter?
It was really scary because we didn't know when we were going to go into labor, obviously, and Grace was also breech, and she was born natural breech, so that was scary. I was scared to get to the hospital, and the nurses or doctors didn't know what our plan was and what to do. But when we did get to the doctor, and everybody was so great, and they knew what was going on, and that was calming. But I just remember being in the delivery room, and it was just dead quiet, kind of. It was not exciting. I guess it was exciting in ways, but more scary, and
Sure.
that we didn't know what was going to happen.
Now, Manuel syndrome, you talked about the disabilities. What is Grace's day-to-day routine right now?
Well, right now things have gotten a lot better. The first year she was born, she was born with multiple health issues also. So 2 weeks after she was born, she was transferred here to American Family Children's Hospital. 2 weeks old, she had her first surgery. During that surgery, there's complications. She had to be resuscitated. Because of that, she has had multiple complications besides the Manuel syndrome, brain damage, kidney failure, seizures, and now she has cerebral palsy also on top of that. So with the complications from the surgery, we were here for 2 months straight before we got to take her home. That first year, we were here, I think, almost every week in the clinics, all the specialty clinics, to just see the doctors. And it seemed like every time we came, it was bad news, bad news. But now she's 2.5. We come to the Children's Hospital still often, but maybe once a month, maybe every other month. Finally, some clinics are once a year, which is great. So things have calmed down a lot, and she's a lot more stable than she was the first year.
And she hasn't had to be inpatient for a while, right?
No, the first year she was, for the first 2 months, and we came back when she got sick. It seemed like we ended up here. But we just made it for a whole year not having to be inpatient.
That's awesome. I think that deserves it.
Yeah.
Grace loves Elmo. That's probably one of her favorite things, the Elmo Live
Yeah.
dances.
Oh, man, I miss those things so much. I miss Tickle Me Elmo. I don't miss Tickle Me Elmo constantly, but when my daughter's school. Hey, you know we could do an unbelievably good Elmo imitation?
Oh, yeah, sometimes I can, sometimes I stink at it. What if I was bad at it
Wouldn't
now?
it be nice if Grace recognized Elmo's voice and was like, you'd brighten up her eyes and make her
I
smile?
know that would be great. And why don't you ask a couple questions about practice? Because if it's gone, it's not there, it doesn't work. And then it's,
Well, just
and then
say
it's
like,
creepy
now-
Elmo.
now-
And I don't want her to be
Don't
terrified.
Don't fall down the well, Elmo, but be like now Elmo's going to talk to a baby. Like Elmo
Yes,
says.
ask a couple questions.
What?
Ask her a couple questions about practice and see if it's
Okay,
there.
all right. So how's Grace going to be as a big sister?
She's going to be a great big sister. She loves kids. She loves just watching kids. You know, she's in a wheelchair. She is nonverbal. She's not able to walk or talk, but you know, she loves watching other kids play. That's one of her favorite things. So I'm hoping it'll even maybe developmentally help her having the baby
sure.
around to do some tummy time together.
Yeah.
So we're really excited.
Yeah.
Give her a plan.
Yeah, and give you a break too.
Well,
You guys
we'll
both.
see, but
All right.
I know, I'm terrified though, because like I said, it's
You're
bad.
terrified. I have a girl. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Now do the Elmo dance.
Tickle me, Elmo.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Congratulations on your new song coming up. And
Thank
how
you.
great you guys are with Gracie. She's got so much love around her, and it's really inspiring to see. I know that you guys have been in this hospital a lot longer, a lot more than you ever thought you would until, right before you gave birth. But it's clearly a special place for you guys. And if you could just tell anybody who might be thinking, I got other things to spend my money on right now, just how important it is to your family. And you had to have made friends with other patients and their families here as well. You just maybe give them that extra push to make that call and become a champion.
well, I remember listening to a radiothon before Grace was born, and it was too hard to listen to. I changed the channel. I don't want to listen to this. It's sad. And you never think it's going to happen to you, but you never know when you're going to leave this hospital. And for us, we're here all the time, and if it was any further away, it'd make things much more difficult for our family. Your child can be born with significant health needs like Grace, or they could just get sick overnight and need it. So if you're thinking about making a donation, your money is needed, and it's a big help.
I always equate it to an insurance policy, because no one ever plans for an accident or anything like that.
Right.
And that's a really, really cheap insurance policy to have a place as wonderful as this for $15 a month.
That's for sure.
And I'm glad you brought up the fact that you turn it off when you were listening to it. 'Cause I get it, we get it. We're here 3 days for 13 hours a day, and it's really tolling, and nowhere near what you guys have to deal with in your everyday life. But it's very emotional, and I get that people are like, I can't do it, and we don't mind you doing that. I'm telling you right now, you're never going to hear us say we don't mind turning off the radio. As long as you become a champion first.
Right.
And then come back on Monday,
Right.
and we'll do all the other things that we do. It's important to this area. This is something that, you live in McFarland, so you didn't have to drive that far. There are people that come from New York to get the care here.
Right.
We have this right here. And again, an insurance policy is a perfect way of putting it. You hopefully never have to be here. But think of it as a karma, okay, you make that champion call, and then all of a sudden this becomes your hospital. You guys are living through that.
Yep, and I mean, now I listen every day because it's comforting to me to know that other families are going through this. We're not the only ones. We have a very different life than we ever expected to have, but it's a good life, and it's nice to hear other people's stories. And we come here, and I walk into a hospital, I'm not scared to be here.
Right.
You see people, and it's like seeing friends again, because we've known them for 2 months straight. So.
You guys, thank you for sharing your story with us again. It's always good meeting you. Congratulations on the new baby. And
Thank you.
is that all? Hey, we got a thank you out of them.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you, Grace. The phone number is 1-877